Sup, Nerdmigos, with Jive talking to John Norgrove. We've got Wife here, and we are back for Star Trek reviews, Trek Jive.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
this week is a special one. We have two different episodes. So we have a Discovery episode and a Picard episode. We just got done watching the Discovery episode, and we're going to be watching the Picard episode next to give you the second half of this review of Star Trek this week, which will be Picard. So, first in Star Trek Discovery, this is Season 4, Episode 11, Rosetta, where basically Burnham, Saru... Who is it? It's Burnham, Saru, Hugh, so Space Dad, and the pilot. Burnham, Saru, Space Dad, and the pilot go on an away mission to the planet that is from a Doom video game to learn that the aliens communicate via nightmarishly powerful emotions or something like that.
Pheromones. Pheromone dust.
It's like pheromone dust. Yeah. Let me tell you what. When they first started having terror panic attacks, I was just like, these guys are having some bad acid trips. Like, that's what that shit is, right? Like, don't touch the powder.
Like,
and then
the aliens were psychic.
And then, well, yeah. See, so I was just like, all right. Like, in Star Trek lore, we do have the cases where like huge tragedies happened, and it left like psychic or telekinetic scars on the land. So I was wondering if they were going to do that, but they did like science and powder and stuff. So like, that's gangster. But it's interesting. Like, I liked the interaction between the president and the like older Starfleet dude, where she was just like, "Hey, buddy, stop being such a Debbie Downer. Not cool."
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of liked how the Earth general was like, this is bullshit, why are we doing this? Even though it completely makes sense why we're doing this. Like, come on, dude, we don't even know who these people are. But still, like, I liked all the little character interactions.
Mm-hmm.
I both liked that from a story standpoint, and like, it's a huge fucking security threat on Discovery that they're just like in the Jeffries tubes, like, let me look through this wall, doodly doot, hologram, look through the wall. Like, dude, that is a huge security threat. How is this not something that should be preventing whatever sci-fi nonsense that is? But like, whatever. We got like a bunch of little stings. I love that Adira is like infatuated with the pilot gal because like she's like fly safe, like, oh. And the little scene at the end where she was just like the most awkward girl ever. She was just like, ah! It was super adorable. I super loved it. It was kind of nice. I feel like it definitely feels like the season's wrapping up. You know what I mean? Like, we're getting a lot of like, here's everybody's little vignette to see what's happening in the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And here is like how their character has grown over the last
season. Tarka is still a raging dick.
How dare he make us feel feels for him in the last episode and then turn around and just be a bad guy.
Kidnap, oh my god, I love Jet Reno. I love her so much. Oh my god. Protect her at all costs. She's the best. Also, like, someone had Klingon coffee, my dude. As a coffee drinker, I want deep. I want whatever that nonsense is so much. But so like, we got a bunch of little cool stuff. I don't know. Like, for me, the standouts in this episode are, one, security's not that great on the starship. Guys, figure that shit the fuck out, right? But like, whatever, who cares, right? It's like plot element security, so it's always kind of all over the place. Sometimes S.H.I.E.L.D's super gangster, sometimes S.H.I.E.L.D's they're down to 10%. We should do something else. And then they hold at 10% for 45 minutes. But, like, whatever. I understand, like, the system. But really, it was like, first of all, I love the shuttles. I love that the captain still gets a chair in the middle of the shuttle.
Yeah, right?
That's ridiculous.
It's very
that's
ridiculous.
Legitimately a waste of space, but fucking who cares? Whatever.
I know, but they're like shaped in like a triangle.
They're cool.
So it kind of makes sense.
I love that like shit has cloaking now, and I love that the shuttle's cloak, and it was just like hovering there, cloak shuttle style.
Oh, and
that was dope.
Astronaut outfits were really cool too.
The space suits. Yeah. Astronaut outfits. The new space suits were very dope.
I couldn't think of the words.
Yeah, they were very cool. They don't know that they shouldn't filter out the powdered LSD thing is a little like, I'm sorry, they should be letting nothing in. It's a sealed system. How is this powder making it through a solid object? Like, I understand that they're made out of magic material that can, like, do whatever it wants and whatever. Like, I understand what is happening, but how fucking stupid is the engineer who built this spacesuit that's like, listen, I know 10,000 things. Not one of these 10,000 things is going to get in there. And they're like, yeah, but rubber would let nothing, 0% of things in. Why are you letting some shit in? And he's like, what about the stuff that's good? And you're like, no. It's a flippin' spacesuit, guys. Like, it's one of those things where, like, they look dope, and I understand what they were doing for the plot, and, like, it's all very cool. They're very, like, they're, like, nearly Tron. They were very tight looking.
Yeah.
But that is hugely dangerous and stupid that just like, oh, the spacesuits don't know what this powder is, so it must have slipped through the cracks. It's a flippin' suit. It doesn't gotta know nothing. It's just gotta keep shit out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we can do keep shit out right now. And it's fucking not the 37th century or bloody whatever. It's so dumb. It was like the dumbest thing. I know that they had to figure out a way to do a thing on the show for like whatever. But like, it was one of those, like, I was like, not that. That's just stupid. But the planet was fucking
it was
rad.
Very cool.
Dude,
it was very cool.
It was so cool. Oh my god. It legit looked like a Doom level. It was super horror.
I wondered what it would like look like before the calamity.
Well, it was a gas giant, so it would have been like clouds and shit.
Yeah, but would things have been like a different color?
Yeah.
And like, if so, what is that color?
Yeah.
What do these weird jellyfish creatures look like when they're alive?
Yeah. Well, they seem very Cthulhu-y. This is what I'm gonna say.
Very interesting.
Maybe Star Trek is meeting elder gods. Maybe that's the mix-up. Maybe I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. Because it straight looked like some like eldritch horror, fucking Lovecraftian Cthulhu shit, and I loved it.
In the visions, it's so funny because they didn't show
in the
visions for like the love one, and I'm just like, could you not figure out how to make spooky tentacle monsters show love?
Yeah, they're like, what are we gonna do? And they're like, have the actors act this one out. I don't want to have to think that hard. That's what it totally felt like. But like, I get it, right? Yeah. Because like Nightmare is way easier to show than like cooing or something. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Happiness.
This was a pretty good episode.
This was a good episode. Yeah. Like I'm literally every single episode. Like, next episode could be the last episode, no question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. Like, I was looking back at this earlier, and it looked like season 1 had like 15 episodes, and like season 2 had like 14 episodes, and season 3 had like 13 episodes. So like, logically this season might have like 12 episodes, but it might have 15, and we're all asshats. So like, I don't know. But overall, this was a good episode. It was visually still beautiful. They are really just knocking it out of the park with like the CGI and the graphics, and like just everything is so beautiful. The ships are super sexy. Like the sets and the planets and like all of it. It's super cool looking. We're getting to see the utilization of holograms in this. First of all, these actors are clearly reaching out and touching nothing, which is just like, kudos to all of them for just being like, acting, right? So like, because they're doing so much, and like, she's pointing at a thing, and this motherfucker's having to be like, oh, this thing here? Yes, I also pointed at that piece of nonsense in the sky. Right? So it's like, they're doing a great job, but the way that they're using holograms is so flippin' cool. Dude, oh my god. Every single time, it is the coolest shit. So like, 100%, they're knocking the visuals out of the ballpark. And for the love of God, let me see what 10C looks like. You gave me that sweet Cthulhu, like sneaky hint, but maybe it's something completely different.
Maybe. Right?
So like, I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see like what this is going to look like. And whatever.
Although I'm really wondering if the race is just like dead.
Like entirely? That might be it. Like, it might be like they're all totally like dead. And they have to like go in and fix it.
And that's and just the mining equipment is just on autopilot basically.
Yeah. That would be kind of crazy. But maybe
I got a feeling about it.
But maybe. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, also, what's up with Saru and the president post-stressful mission, bloody hangout time. You know what I'm saying?
She's let's go on a date.
Yeah, I like that Engineer Space Dad was just like,
oh yeah,
it's so good, dude.
Their reactions to these two and their budding romance
amazing.
Is the best.
It's exactly what I want. And also, Dr. Space Dad being realizing that he's got more internal work to go through is kind of crazy. It'll be interesting to see where they go with that. I wonder if they're going to sort of change the way his character is because of this in next season.
I don't know.
It's going to be interesting.
That this isn't foreshadowing that he's going to take a break from the show or anything.
I hope so too. It's nice though that we have so many characters and each character gets a little bit. We're getting little bits. This feels a lot like TNG. We're not having enough chill boy fun holodeck episodes. But listen, we figure this DMA shit out and then give me some holodeck episodes. Give me some adventure, whatever. But yeah, so that was season 4, episode 11, Rosetta of Star Trek Discovery. So we're going to take a commercial break and then come back for Star Trek Picard season 2, episode 1. We will see you in just a bit. It's me. I'm the sponsor. Yeah. So we have an Etsy shop. It's Norgrove Enterprises on Etsy. Links are in probably everywhere or something like that, but definitely at nerdjive.com/links. Follow us on social media to see what we're doing. And today, our break is brought to you by the color blue. Because that's the one that we're doing today. See you over there. And we're back. Okay, so it's been a couple of days. We just got done watching Star Trek Picard, Season 2, Episode 1. It's called The Stargazer. And
wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. I enjoyed Picard. It was good. I had no beef with Picard. It's not my favorite shit.
Yeah,
but
it was
it's
a good show.
It was a good show. It was good Trek.
Not
but
the
this
best show. But this episode,
opener, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, they're making Discovery look bad.
I'm glad that we watched Discovery first.
Yeah. Oh my God, poor Discovery. If you had watched Picard first and then Discovery, maybe not so good looking.
Yeah, and that was a good Discovery.
And it was a fun episode. Yeah. So this episode, real quick, basically, Jean-Luc is sad because, I don't know, whatever. He's vaguely in love with Lara, the Romulan lady that he works with.
Then there's a bunch of weird flashbacks
at his dope winery, and he has a bunch of weird flashbacks where he's just like an adorable kid with huge ears, and I don't know, his mom was crazy or was being abused or it's something I didn't get. I felt like there was some sort of abuse in there, but I don't know what that was.
Because I feel like I don't understand why.
Or listen,
or
I'm totally
what was
reading
going
wrong.
on.
Maybe he was just scared. Maybe that's what they were
but
trying to say.
But also, why did the flashbacks have him dressed as a vaguely late 1800s child?
He was dressed like a young boy, but he lives in our future.
Well,
but that doesn't mean that that's
something?
not the way his family dresses, right? I mean, it's the future. Everybody can dress however they want.
Guess.
So no hate.
Weird. It's very weird. He looks like he's trying to sell papers in London or something.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, whatever, right? Whatever. It was dumb flashback shit. It connected to the fact that the Borg Queen and he said at the speech, look up at the stars or whatever.
Yeah.
So I get it. Thematically, it was the through line. I don't care about that story shit. The fucking Stargazer's back. But no, so yeah, I'm nerded out on all the tech side of it at this point in time, and all the character. First of all, Chateau Picard wine. What's up? We got bottles of that stuff, so stay tuned for us to be doing reviews because we got the full armada or whatever it's called, we got all of them.
All those
so
drinks.
that's just gonna be coming up. But so the wine was dope. The winery parts were dope. It was super cute that he's falling in love with the Romulan gal. He gave the commencement speech. It's dope that his half Romulan young kid friend was or full Romulan, I guess. Romulan young kid friend is getting into Starfleet and was assigned to the Excelsior, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We get to catch up with Seven. She's doing Seven stuff. Her hologram psych doctor is only speaks Spanish or something, which was fucking awesome. I was just this is the best. I love this. Do it, of course. And then we caught up with bloody Dodge and Agnes, and so that was kind of cool. We got to see a little bit of Dodge stuff. So we got it. I felt the beginning of the episode was very Zah! Here's all this stuff. You caught up. It's been a year, blah, right? So nice. I love the way that they did that. And then we got into like the action of it, which was like some sort of weird Borg colored tear in space happened. And then like, hey, come to find out the Borg came out of it. Like as soon as I saw it, I was just like, is this some Borg shit? Like, what's up, right? Because it was just it's the Borg theme colors.
Well, it was
right. Every people got a colors, and the Borg theme color is that particular green. But like, so I was just like, what's going on with this kind of a thing? So we got that, and then like whatever, like Jean-Luc gets to show up on the Stargazer. The new Stargazer is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Holy shit. What a sexy ship. And the Romulan kid and the gal Rafaela are on the Excelsior, which is super dope. And like the new Borg Queen look was super badass. The whole he goes to fucking historic Forward Street number 10 bar is bloody Guinan's bar. Get the fuck
screaming
out of here.
You were
oh my
so
god
loud.
I was so excited. It was just all this episode was everything I wanted it to be and so much more.
There were there was so much product placement,
so much reference
for the wine,
and so much of the wine product.
So
I don't even care.
References.
I want it. I want all of it. So many references. Guinan like they're like instantaneously. Let's just hey everybody shut the fuck up. She's aging it up because she doesn't want to scare humans. Right? I loved it. I love that they immediately were just like, yeah, we know these people are supposed to be like basically immortal. This one chose not to be. That's their superpower. Shut up about it.
They get to choose
Fantastic.
to age.
Fantastic. Yeah. Like, that's the kind of shit that I expect from Star Trek. A fucking throwaway line that just adds like texture and explanation and logic to the universe. Like, keep that shit up. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
And the same with when fucking Q arrived as young ass Q. I was just like, what fresh sci-fi techno hell is this? Like I was fully because I'd seen like pictures of the cast or whatever the shit, right? Like
you were screaming
like pictures of the stuff as old Q, and he jumps in as young Q.
We both
and I'm just like ah, and then he's just like oh like you're old as shit, so I guess I'll do it too. Old. I was just like
that was so sassy.
Oh,
I loved it.
I love it, and the whole like Picard looking through. I'm just like so that katana. What's going on with that painting of a lion attacking an eagle or whatever that shit was?
Oh,
like a tiger attacking an eagle.
Wild.
And then it's like down the hall and there's like a bunch of pieces of armor and I'm just like, this seems mirrory as shit.
Well,
but,
and
but
also the different
and the different comm badge on because
yeah.
like I noticed immediately that his comm badge was like I was just like that's not the same comm badge we saw a little bit ago, guys. Stuff going on with this shit. And then it's like sword and like murder mural and I'm like what? And then like armor hallway. And then, like, in the background, you have the, like, deep bokeh blur on his, like, badass military mural. And I'm just like, damn, son. But also, what we find out, not Mirror Universe? Because this is the thing. I mean, I'm thinking Mirror. But we know it's not the Mirror Universe. One, because Q said it's, like, the path not taken or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Which is not what the Mirror Universe is about. And two, we know what the Mirror Universe is, like symbology and like shit is. It's always like a badge with a sword through it, or like some shit with a sword through it, or like this is like not Mirror Universe, but just like alternate timeline where humans decide to be like raging dicks. This is like fascist raging dick timeline. And I'm gonna be real with you. Maybe this is the thing that we all need to be being told right now is fascist raging dick timeline isn't the right timeline. Whoever out there needs to hear that message. Don't be a fascist raging dick, dude. Yeah. So that aside, which was fantastic, I was just like, immediately these motherfuckers. It was so good, but like, it's so interesting. Like, you know, obviously, like all the crew knows they got to team back up and get together and like navigate crazy fascist dictator future and all this kind of shit. Like, I'm excited for what's to come, right? But just like in this episode, they gave you a ton of references. They gave you a bunch of plot. The new Borg Queen is fucking super badass. The tech felt more advanced than TNG and Voyager and DS9, but not as far along and advanced as Discovery. They're doing it very good. Like, oh, the rail just happens to have a hologram strip in it, so she can do holograms at the rail. But it's not like everybody's holograms up front. There were still like physical pads. It wasn't like weird, like manipulate matter hologram shit that they're using in Discovery, which I like what they're doing in Discovery, but I like that they haven't made this like over the top. They're just like, this is TNG plus sometime.
Yeah.
Right? It feels good to like see the tech in it. You know, the shields, there's a little bit more detail in it. The ships are fucking gorgeous. Holy shit. My God. I actually follow, funny story, I follow, there's a guy I follow on Twitter, because like 80% of my Twitter is Star Trek and Star Trek themed things, and Star Trek like fans, and like who just talk about Star Trek, and like Star Trek cosplayers, and Star Trek model makers. I like making models. I don't think that I'm the best at it, but I'm pretty okay at it. And it's like this thing that I have been making models, car models as a young kid, but especially Star Trek models when I can find or afford them, since I was a child. And now I have like 5 Star Trek models in different stages of work in the house right now, because they're more available because Star Trek's getting hot again. So like whatever. But so I follow this dude. Man, I wish I remember his name, but I follow this dude on Twitter who does these like studio perfect fucking models, starship models.
Yeah.
And he also like kit bashes them, so they're like redesigns and updates, and like he is a fucking god tier model maker, right? This dude is so good. And I saw on Twitter this morning when I was surfing on the net, because I was like, I know we haven't seen Picard yet, but like, I'm gonna surf anyway. I'm just gonna be careful. And the dude was like, oh, he worked on the gold models of the original. There's 3 gold models in the like ready room or whatever the hell it's called, in the background, and it's like the original Stargazer, Picard Stargazer, some sort of weird in between Stargazer that we have never seen on screen, and then this new Stargazer from this like new badass class of ships that are all fucking advanced and futury and shit. And it was like all 3, and he was the one that like helped work with the physical prop making for those designs and had a hand in those designs or whatever. And I was just like, this is so cool. I had no context for this post, by the way, because it was just like a tight shot of the 3 ships, and he was like, I worked on these, meh, right, with like a little bit of detail about him working on them, but like not what they had to do. And I was just like, oh, I wonder if Picard's gonna have like some Stargazer models in the background of his office at the winery, or like whatever, like on like whatever ship he's on. Whatever. I did not expect him to bring the Stargazer back. Stargazer is one of those. Julie and I have been talking about this ship for like a couple of days now.
Just like randomly.
Like randomly. Yeah. It has nothing to. It's honestly, you know why? It's because we watched the Star Trek TNG episode where the Ferengi were mind taking Picard because they dug the old Stargazer out of the derelict shipyard. If you remember that episode. And that came up, and Julie was like, what is this? And I'm just like, ah! Because I love the Stargazer. It's such a fucking badass ship.
And you love,
it's so like, cool looking.
Sci-fi ships
and I
general.
really love the like tech and like the ships and like the both the physical art of like the ship designing, and also just like all of the little details in Star Trek, right? It's one of those things where like, because of all the like phaser strips look different and beams from them emit differently than like transporter strips on the outside of ships, and where the transporter like buffers and strips are for transporters to exist, and like how all of that works. I love all the little detail that makes Star Trek such like this very plausible, tangible science fiction technology like system. Insofar as I even notice in some of the like early seasons of TNG, you'll notice when they make mistakes, they'll do like some sort of a weird thing, and it should be emitting from a transport emitter, not a phaser strip, but they didn't think about that when they modeled it, or like in the episode, or like something's coming from the deflector dish and that doesn't make any sense, like because that's not where that would be emitted from. Like little shit like that, like just the flyby of that sci-fi Stargazer, I was just like, oh my god, give me the technical details. I saw all the stuff. Now I need to know what type of phaser emitters does it use? Where are they placed? You know, does it have where's its warp core? How does its warp core work? Is it a modified warp core? What's the redundancy? What type of computer? You know, I mean, it's past Voyager, so it's bigger than Mark XX.
Like you're gonna do the thing that you do every time they show a bunch of new ships, which is put the episode back on and then watch it again
in like slow
motion,
and
then pause it and stand up. and stare intently at the TV.
Yeah, we have like a good sized 4K TV,
a variety
and just be like,
of different like starship stuff. And it's not like I don't care about starships. I just don't.
It doesn't make sense to her.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Oh my god, I love all of it so much. What's up, Eagle Moss? Give me that. Get that Stargazer. Now I gotta go to their website and see if they're doing it. Give me that fucking Stargazer pre-order, dude. I want that ship. I want that Eagle Moss ship. Give it to me in XL. I don't want a regular size one. I want the big one. I fucking love it. Oh my god, I'm so into starships. But yeah, this was such a great episode.
This was a really
I
good
love
episode.
that Guinan was back. I love that John Delancey was back. Bloody Q was back. I fucking love him so much as a character.
Yeah.
Right? I love how insane he is. I love the like manic.
I think that all of the fan service actually turned out really well. Like I'm not really a big fan of huge amounts of fan service in something because it usually ends up being just kind of like tone deaf and a lot like just like sort of like product placement for previous shows.
Yeah, well,
or
a lot of
times
times fan service is just that, right? It's to me, one of the more egregious fan service moments is the Han Solo and Chewie walk in and they pause
for a fan reaction,
and then move on, and you're like, yeah, what's happening, right?
Like that worked like literally one time of watching it and not again.
Yeah, right. It's like it's one of those. Whereas this, it's like did they need to bring Guinan back? No. But did Guinan showing back up move a very specific plot element down the line?
Yeah.
Yes. And that makes sense. Did Q showing up young and then move into old have to happen? No, it didn't have to happen at all. Right? Just like Guinan, we didn't need the explanation of why Guinan did it. But it adds that depth. It makes it feel like more care was put into it.
Well, right? And I really liked what they did with Q doing that after Guinan did it. And I think that Guinan doing the aging up thing and then not showing her like young or de-aged or anything like that is actually really important because Q doing it basically legitimizes her, right? Yeah. So if you just had her and then Q showed up as old and was like, oh, I just figured I'd show up as old. It would be like, oh, that's all that they're going to do. Or if they didn't even have him show up or if Guinan wasn't there, that would be very weird.
It was very the studio saying we can do this. It was like here's old Guinan. Here's a reason why Guinan's old, and you're like, yeah, okay, that all makes sense. Like, I understand that this is also a TV series, so like, of course she's old. What are you gonna do, right? Yeah. And then when Q shows up young, that was the studio just being like, we could have fucking made her young, just so you know, right? Yeah. It was that like deep flex of like we could do it. We're not going to, but we could. But right? Which is good. It was fun. It felt like a conversation with the idea.
It makes sense because
of course
that's Q showing up young and then being like, "Oh wait, that's right. Humans are weirded out by this."
Yeah, it was just all of the fan service was fantastic. I want to know more about this motherfucking Borg stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah,
holy shit, right? But this was a very good opener episode for like a 1 year time skip, and like we got it like there. I feel very much like they're like, we have a story, and they're like, okay, how do we get there? And they're like, just do it all right now, and then just go, right? Just like get it all done, wrap it up. They could have ended this literally like at every 5 minutes past the half-hour mark. There was a time where it could have ended and it would have been a great episode. They could have ended and it would have been a great episode. But they made sure to give you enough setup so that way you're just like, okay, dude, I will make sure to keep fucking Paramount Plus online to watch this. You're welcome. You got me, bro. Like, so it felt very intentional, its length and what it did and why it did what it did and like how it presented everything. And I just like, all I want is more. Give me more of this.
Yeah.
Right away. What is happening? Holy heck.
I really liked the outfits too.
Oh my god,
they
yes.
were great.
All the uniforms were super dope. Like all the new uniforms, like what Picard's wearing and like
that one outfit that the robot girl was wearing with like the shoulder
capelet thing was super dope. Like
very into it. Like
it was very cool.
Just bought a dress that has a capelet.
I like that the sci-fi the cybernetics gal, it was just like hammered.
Oh yeah,
she like shows up and she's just like hammered on the ship, and she's like, let me go over there and check this out. And she like ducks under the thing and then is like, all right, Captain, can I do it? Or whatever. And you're like, yes! It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, these characters feel very real.
I really appreciated that they kind of, like, gave us a like very subtle hints on like who these people are and what they're doing, because we started watching this episode and I was like 5 minutes in and I was like, yo, I do not remember what is happening at all. Like, how long has it been since we watched Picard season 1? Was that 4 years ago now? Like, I don't even know.
The last episode of season 1 aired March 26th, 2020. I have the thing up because I can never remember the name of these episodes.
So it's like 2 years ago, but oh boy, I did not remember any of the stuff that was happening. And then as like the episode went on, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like I remember
they caught you right. They're like, it's been a couple, we know.
Yeah. This. They like kind of gave you a little bit of juice to like figure it out, but they didn't do the full like explain.
Yeah, they didn't do the like last time.
But they also didn't do like a full ignore, which I really appreciated.
Yeah. Well, and the in-universe time skip made it so that way it was reasonable to do it. Like, everything felt like it happened for a reason, and it was a good reason, which is exactly what I wanted. But this was an amazing episode of Star Trek.
I cannot wait for the next episode.
Both of these episodes were fantastic. Cannot wait for next week. What were your favorite parts? What did you think of all of the references? How loudly did you scream when Guinan and Q showed up on screen? Because a lot loudly was how loudly I screamed.
Yeah.
Was
it louder or less loud than when Saru and the Presidente?
What did you scream more for? Saru and the President going on like a little meditation date, or Q or Guinan on the screen? Because probably loudest Q, second loudest Guinan, even though I fucking love Guinan so much. But young Q was like shocked. I was shook. And shook, and then Saru and the guy, and I'm very excited about this Saru relationship as well. I really want to know what's going on with the DMA. What is happening with these crazy Cthulhu-looking tentacle monsters? What is happening in both of these series? Oh my god, we're back at it. I think I read somewhere online that this is the first time 2 live-action Star Trek new episodes have premiered at the same time since like 1995.
Oh wow!
I think is what I remember reading online. If I'm wrong, correct me in the dibbly-doo. But if that's the case, that is amazing. And by golly, do they have 2 good-ass episodes on. So
they're doing a real good job.
I am excited to see what is happening in Star Trek. Stay tuned for more Trek. Yeah. So either way, I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. This has been Trek Jive. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all this stuff, so you can catch more of us talking about Star Trek. And we will catch you guys next time